From issue 1 it was apparent there was some details with the parts that went from slightly incorrect to downright wrong. Since issue 1 I've been modding as I go, and the following is what I've done so far. All modifications were done examining photographs of the actual filming model. But before we begin... One of the first things that became very apparent were the light leaks. This was a real learning curve. I went from using liquid tape to black permanent marker to what I ended up sticking with, black insulating tape. I'd say 98% of the model is taped. It's tedious, every black window, every escape pod, but it's worth it in the end. The observation dome for the main bridge should be glass, so I drilled it out. The bridge area also needed light masking, as the ring of light around the sensor platform was very noticeable. I did that with permanent marker. Another odd mistake that Eaglemoss included in the very early stages was with the emergency vents. They are not supposed to light up, and strangely they only had one of them lighting. I didn't do that and instead painted both pieces light grey. The umbilical ports are supposed to be red, so I used a rust red. Taking a 0.5 paint pen, I drew a border around it. I don't think it's supposed to have a border, but I think it looks good. The collector intake of the nacelle is not supposed to be lit, so I sprayed the inside black and used the sand yellow for the top. I initially sprayed the transporter emitters gold, then painted over with sand yellow. When dry, rubbed a cloth over it to take the top layer of paint off, which leaves the darker tone in the recessed lines, which gives you the grid effect. The nacelle light comes blue, and it was in season 1 of the Next Generation, but for most of the series they were clear, so that's the way I went. Put a piece of isopropyl alcohol and which removed the blue. Next up was the rub-on transfers from my Glane mods, to give the escape pods a far better look. I found the easiest way to apply them was the more paper you can hold the better. When the Enterprise is powered down, the field grills are not blue, they're copper, so I put the grills in isopropyl alcohol which stripped the blue off them. The reason I did this is so from the outside it looks like clear glass, and I used Tamiya clear blue on the inside. To duplicate the production model nacelles, I applied fine masking tape to the inner grooves. Once masked, I applied SF6 copper. Continuing on with the nacelle and the buzzard collector. I wanted to make it look like the ship is in space stock, because for me it will be off more than on. So the buzzard is not red when off, it's more of an opaque glass look. So I put it in the isopropyl alcohol. When the red was removed, spray the outside with frosted glass and the inside with an orange-violet shifter colour from Vallejo, which changes colour as the light hits it. The earlier model used for the series had black inside the buzzard intakes, so I did that too. For the navigation lights, the flashing on the original strip light that was supplied was far too fast, so I used a variable circuit board which consists of a timer socket and a variable resistor which can be altered to determine the speed of the flash. I put it to 3 seconds. I also used 12-volt LED strips for the lighting, which are wired for mains. For the Arboretum lights, I made them light up in blue. I filled the window gaps with microcrystal clear, sprayed the windows clear blue, and I used the LED from way back in issue 1 that was supplied to light the vent. The escape pods should be positioned so that the numbers always face out, except the ones in front of the main shuttle bay. They have to be the opposite way around. Also, there should be 5, not 4 as on the model, so I added another. Back in issue 13, the utterly useless display stand arrived. When I signed up for the build, there was some glitch with the Eaglemoss website and I couldn't sign up for the premium build, which included the premium stand. So, after seeing this tripod thing, I figured I would just make my own. I picked up a cheap floating shelf from a local hardware supplier. I cut off the top piece of the tripod stand to put in the centre of the shelf. For the top of the display, I got a reflective sheet so when the ship sits on the rod, you'll be able to see underneath. I designed a simple LCARS layout and printed it off on clear decal sheets. The final mod I did was the neck. I essentially completely stripped it, placed some LEDs in position to wire to the mains and rebuilt it. Instead of who knows how many individual bulbs, 4 small LED strips have done a better job. how much easier would it have been to design the whole thing like this? And that for now is it. Another 10 issues to finish the build and more modifications to come. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this catch up. Until the next time, Hailing Frequencies closed. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell too. Thank you.